200 years later, and it's still here, a geological survey map of the UK, and it's celebrating its 200th birthday in Dudley. But why here in the Black Country?
Well, Dudley was one of the centres where the science of geology founded, and William Smith himself was on his way here to deliver a great presentation as part of a Royal Society, a British Association for the Advancement of Science meeting in 1839. He never made it, he died on the way, but actually the map showed where the mineral wealth would be, and Dudley was one of those centres where the mineral wealth, because of Mother Nature, was just so concentrated and so easy to get at because of those geological conditions that the Industrial Revolution really took off here. So the map shows that quite well. It shows the limestone layers and where the coal field is, and where those who could make the money should go digging. Very important document.
The map was hand-drawn by William Smith, a blacksmith's son from Oxford, who funded his own travel across the country to create the map.
William Smith, this blacksmith's son, was given a trade, and that trade was surveying, so he could make plans and maps of the areas that he was working for the benefit of those who own the land. In that process, he drew maps. At the same time, the first ever decent map of the United Kingdom was made, and he then painted his knowledge onto it by hand and created, joining the dots of where these layers of rock occur and eventually producing stripes across the land where you could tell what you were going to find, all done by hand. As part of that process, he ground up the rocks to get their natural colours, and he coloured the stripes on the map to reflect what you would see in the rock faces when somebody dug a hole. So he not only generated a national quality document, something very special that would make the wealth and break the wealth of generations to come, but he also defined a lot of the key layers, gave them names, he showed them for the first time in colour on maps, and that's become a national standard that we use now on all geological maps. So a very, very key individual in the science, even though he's just a blacksmith's son. And
there's no better time than now to have the map in Dudley.
It's very important. It's a real pleasure to have this map here in Dudley. A masterpiece of a scientist who's a genius, self-taught genius, that prepared this, a wealth for the country, and he came with the master plan, and we are really happy that it's here, in particular at the time during where we're celebrating the Black Country Festival, so it's a perfect timing. You know, this is where the Industrial Revolution started, this is where the coal, the richnesses are.
And in the world of geology, the map is of great significance.
I think the greatest success of this map is that 200 years later, if you look at a British Geological Survey map with hundreds of geologists who've produced that, it's virtually the same. His detail, his observational skill is just amazing. So this guy, 200 years ago, gave us the foundations which have not changed in 200 years, and he has provided the wherewithal for people to find useful stones in this country that's generated wealth, unimaginable wealth for hundreds of people. So it's an amazing achievement.
The map will remain on display at Dudley Museum until the 19th of September, when it will travel around the UK following the footsteps of its creator, William Smith. Lois Swinnerton for the Midland in Dudley.